Jacqueline Howard is a writer for CNN Health. She's one of our colleagues here, and she's been looking at this study and some of the responses to it. And I suppose it's important to look at, Jacqueline, is what the health effects are from kiddos so very young, having all of this screen time. What are pediatricians, first of all, telling parents about screen time in their kiddos?
Right. So the American Academy of Pediatrics does have recommendations for screen time. And specifically for kids 2 to 5 years old, the Academy recommends to limit screen time to about an hour a day. And then when it comes to introducing screen time, on a regular basis for your child, the Academy recommends to avoid introducing screen time until your kid is about 18 months old. So that doesn't mean to avoid FaceTime. That's fine every now and then. But on a regular basis, wait until 18 months. And then the Academy also recommends to avoid screen time before bedtime. So if your kids can put away their screens about an hour before bedtime, that's what's recommended. But really, outside of that, parents know what's best for their kids. So it does, depend on your household, but those are just some immediate guidelines just to start off with.
The concern is what the screen time does to their brain development, is it not?
Right, absolutely. So, for instance, when it comes to avoiding screen time until 18 months old, pediatricians say earlier than that, your child hasn't developed the right memory and thinking skills to really understand two-dimensional screens. So that's where, most of these recommendations really stem from, how screen time impacts kids. And we're still learning on a day-to-day basis what that impact is. I mean, we just saw the numbers are rising and rising, so we're still kind of figuring out how much screen time is part of a kid's daily life and then what those effects are.
Well, and I was thinking about this, Jacqueline, as your child grows older, it's also at the same time that technology is expanding, and we're talking about a world where there's things like driverless cars and, all of those kind of technologies infiltrating our lives and essentially running our lives. I guess it still remains to be seen, because these devices aren't going away. I mean, parents have to sort of stay informed on how to allow technology into the home as the kid progresses from somebody that's just watching content to somebody who's a more active participant as they grow into their teen years.
Right, absolutely. And so now we're seeing that about 10% of kids have an Echo or Google Home device in their homes. So we're seeing, the technology really is evolving, and so kids' experiences are evolving along with them. So I think what most pediatricians recommend, just to start off with, is establishing rules and limitations now as when kids are young, and that can carry on with them into their teens and adulthood. So simple rules like don't ignore people while you're using your tablet device, right? I mean, it's pretty simple, but it comes up. And of course, the bedtime rule and just establishing other limitations can be helpful while we're seeing technology evolve.